Let's say good morning, everyone. Today is uh, the second day of our class. That yesterday we finished Unit 1 of Chapter 1, and today we continue to Unit 2. Unit 2 is migration. In this unit there are such contents. Number 1, what is migration? What is migration? And number 2, what are the main types of migration? And number 3, what do people migrate? What do people migrate? Migrate is the verb, and migration is the noun. What are the chief causes of rural-urban migration? And number 4, what are the chief causes? The word chief causes, it means you can use the word main causes of rural-urban migration. Like number 5, what are the main causes? The main causes and the chief causes, you can use both of them. What are the main causes of internal migration? And number 6, what are the types, motives, and consequences of some of the international migration? From number 4 to number 6, they are the types of migration. The first, you have to know the definition of migration, and the second one, you have to know the main types of migration, and the third, you have to know why do people in the world want to migrate from their place or from their country to another country. And number 4, number 5, number 6 talk about the main types of migration. Let's continue. Please wait. Number 1, what is migration? Migration is noun, right? What is migration? Migration is the movement of people from one place to another place. In this sentence, it means the definition of migration. It means the movement or is the changing of people from one place to another place, or from one country to another country. Or you can say from one place to another place, from one province to another province. You can say like that. Migration happens for a range of reasons. It means migration have many reasons for all the people to migrate from their place. All the reason can be economic, social, political, and environmental. Economic, social, political, or environmental. And the one more point: push and pull factors drive migration. And in migration, it has two factors. Or you can say it has two main factors: push factor and pull factor. You will see in the next slide. What are the main types of migration? In here, talk about the types of migration. The previous slide, as I told you, there are at least 3 different types of migration. Number 1, rural-urban migration. Rural-urban migration, it means the people in the world, they will migrate from rural to urban. And number 2, internal migration. The word internal, it means inside. Like example, internal or eternal. Eternal is outside. Internal migration, it means people in the world want to migrate from their place to another place, but in the same country. Example, in our country, from in Phnom Penh. In Phnom Penh, they migrate from Resakeo to Po Sanchai, something like that. This is internal migration. And the last one talk about the international migration. International migration. You see, when you see the word international, it means it's in the abroad. It's in the abroad. Like the people want to migrate from, example, in our Cambodia. In Cambodia, our Cambodian migrate from Cambodia to another country. Yeah, like Korean to Korean, migrate to Korean, migrate to Korea to Japan to China, or extra, right? So now move to number 3. Number 3 talk about what are the main types of migration. Yeah, the first type of migration is rural urban migration. Rural urban migration is the movement. Yeah, is the movement. Is the movement of people from the countryside to the city. Yeah, the countryside to the city. Yeah, from rural to urban. Yeah, countryside is rural, city is urban. This causes two things to happen. Yeah, rural migration causes two things. Yeah, two things to happen. One, urban growth. Yeah, urban growth. When the towns and city are expanding, are covering a greater area of land, and it can make the people around the town and city are very very full of the city. It means when they drive motor or car, it can make them to have traffic jam, right? Traffic jam. Urbanization. Yeah, the first one is urban growth. I mean, talk about the people who live in the city and towns. But in here, talk about urbanization. Urbanization is an increasing proportion of people living in towns and city. Yeah, it's an increasing proportion. Proportion is talk about the number. Yeah, it's an increasing of uh, number of people who live in town and city. Let's continue to number 2 again. One more 2 points. Yeah, 2 more points. At the moment we talk about the rural urban migration. Now we talk about international migration. Yeah, international migration is when a person moves from one country to another country. Yeah, like I raised example in the previous slide. I said Cambodian migrate from Cambodia to another country, like from Cambodia to Korea, from Cambodia to Japan, from Cambodia to China, and etc. For example, in here, people moving from UK to the USA. Yep. One more point. International migration. International migration is when people migrate within the same country or the same region. It means the same country or the same region. If we talk about in Cambodia, it means they can migrate in the same province. Like example, in Grati province, they just change or they just move from one district to another district. Or you can say the same count in the same country. It means from uh, one province to one another province. Example, from Karachi to Phnom Penh is something like that. It means in the same country or the same region, but in only one country. An example of this would be someone migrating from Manchester to London. Yeah, Manchester and London are the city of England. Yeah, in the same country. So now move to number 3. Number 3, why do people migrate? Yeah, migrate is a verb. People migrate for many different reasons. Yeah, there are many reasons for all the people in the world want to migrate. For all the people in the world want to migrate from their place, from their home, or from their country. This reason can be classified as, yeah, the reason that can let or can make the people to migrate. They are because of, the reason can make the people to migrate from their home, their place, or their country because of economic, social, political, and environmental. Yeah, in the next slide you will see the explanation one by one from economic, social, political until environmental. Here, yeah, as I told you, economic migration. Economic migration is moving to find work or pursue a particular career. Economic migration is moving to find work or pursue a particular career. In here you see the word pursue. Pursue, it means to follow or to continue a real job. Yeah, moving to find work or to follow to continue a real job, a particular career. Second one, social migration. Yeah, social migration is moving to be closer to family or friends or for a better quality of life. Example, yeah, a family, they a family in a province. Yeah, example, when their child come to live and study in Phnom Penh, or when their child come to live in Phnom Penh alone, maybe their parent will come to live with their child because the parents, yeah, are afraid of their child to be alone, to live alone. And political migration, moving to escape war or political persecution. Yeah, persecution it mean harassment or persistent annoyance. Yeah, harassment or persistent annoyance. Environmental causes of migration include natural disaster. Yeah, environmental causes of migration include natural disaster such as an earthquake. Yeah, earthquake like in Japan, right? Yeah, the people in Japan, when in their country has an earthquake, they will be they will be they will be they will change their home or their place to another country. Yeah, for this point, the first talk about economic. Yeah, economic is very important for all the people in the world. And social. Yeah, social means talk around, talk a place, around their home, around their country. Yeah, political. Yeah, political is talk about the politics in their country. Environmental is happen around us. Yeah, when environmental has around us and not good, they will change. Yeah. Number 4, what are the main causes or what are the chief causes of rural urban migration? Migration can occur as a result of push and pull factor. Push and pull factor. Yeah, this point, it is in the point number 1. Yeah, point number 1. What is migration? Now we introduce it one by one. Push factors are those which force a person to move. Yeah, push factor, it means force a person to move, and pull factor are those which encourage a person to move. It means push factor force a person to move, pull factor encourage a person to move. Yeah. Number 4 again, talk about the first point, talk about what are the push factor in the rural district. Yeah. Why they change or why they migrate, from the rural district to another place? Because of one, lack of farm, the job, lack of farmland. Lack of farmland. Lack of farmland. What does it mean? Lack of farmland means not enough land for farming. Little job opportunity. Little job opportunity. It means it is very less opportunity to get a job. Yeah, it means it's very less opportunity to get a job. Yeah, because some example like in province, in Manulgiri province or Ratanagiri province is far away from the city or towns. Yeah, so they cannot find the other job. Number 3, limited income. Limited income, it means restricted. Yeah, limited, it means restricted in amount of the money that you receive from your work or investment. Yeah, limited income, it means you can get the money from your work or investment. Rural poverty. Rural poverty refers to poverty in rural areas, including factors of rural society, rural economy, and political system. Yes, again, rural poverty refers to poverty in rural area, including factors of rural society, rural economy, and political system. Number 5, natural disaster. Natural disaster is a natural event such as flood. Yeah, in Cambodia have only flood, right? In earthquake or hurricane that causes great damage or loss of life. Yeah, hurricane and earthquake in Cambodia. Yeah, we never see. Yeah, we never have. It doesn't happen in our country, but flood it has. But in the world, like Japan earthquake, right? Hurricane, something like that. One more point: epidemic and disaster. Epidemic is disaster. You please uh, check it. Sorry, epidemic and disaster. It means a widespread occurrence of an infectious disease in a community at a particular time. Yes, again, epidemic and disaster, it means it's a widespread occurrence of an infectious disease in a community at a particular time. The last one, dislike of rural life. Yeah, when the people who live in a rural district or rural area, yeah, they want to change their life. Yeah, they don't want to live in the rural life. They want to live in the urban life. Yeah, they change from the countryside to the town or to the city. Yeah, to the city. For this point, I would like to inform all of you that please read in the textbook on page 24. Yeah, 24. You will see it from number 1 until number 7. Yeah, lack of farmland, little job opportunity, limited income, rural poverty, natural disasters, epidemic and disaster, dislike of rural life. Yeah, all of these are the push factor in the rural district. One more point of the causes of rural urban migration. In here, talk about pull factor. The previous slide talk about push factor, and this slide talk about pull factors in urban areas. Yeah, in the urban areas, there are 6 points. Number 1, greater job opportunity. Greater job opportunity. Yeah, it is opposite from the rural district. Yeah, it means greater job opportunity. You can find many jobs. Yeah, many jobs because city offer a wide range or a high salary of job opportunity. Better medical and health facility. Better medical and health facility. Facility in here, it means places. Yeah, places. Yeah, it means talk about the better medical and health places. Like example, health center. Yeah, in here it means in the city have many hospital, have many health center, have many clinics. Yeah, have many clinics, and it has free treatment for the poor people as well. Yeah, it also have free treatment for all the poor people as well. Higher education available. Number 3, higher education available. City has all levels of education. Yeah, from kindergarten to the university. Yeah, from kindergarten to the university for all the people to study. Yeah, from kindergarten to university. Like all of you here, yeah, you study in year 3, right? You have to spend from kindergarten until now. Yeah? But you have to continue more master degree or PhD, something like that. Number 4, better social and welfare care. Better social and welfare care. Welfare care is a health care. Yeah, welfare care is a health care. Yeah, in this point, there are voluntary organizations in the city who look after the poor people. It means there are voluntary organizations in the city who look after the poor people. So the people who live in the rural, they want to migrate to urban area because of this. Yeah, because of these points. Hope of wealth. Hope of wealth, it means there are many rich family in the city. Yeah, there are many rich family in the city. So opportunity of becoming rich are always in the city as well. Yeah, because they think that in the city there are a lot of rich family. The last point, exciting urban life. This point is it is opposite of rural district. Rural district dislike in rural life, but in here exciting urban life. Exciting urban life, it means all the cities always have modern places such as sport clubs, restaurants, nightclubs, and coffee shop, etc. And for this point, all this point you have to read again from the textbook on page 24 until 25. Yeah, from the better job opportunity, better medical and health facility, higher education available, better social and welfare care, hope of wealth, and exciting urban life. So now move to point number 5. What are the main causes of internal migration? Yeah, what are the main causes of internal migration? The main cause of this migration is the changes occur. It means happen in the rural area. In the rural area, this period of internal migration mostly caused by push factor. When you see the word push factor, you will remember the word force a person to move. Yeah, force a person to move. Created a time period of rapid and irregular urbanization. Urbanization is increasing number of people. Yeah. There are 4 types of internal migration. There are 4 types of internal migration. Rural to urban, urban to rural, rural to rural, and urban to urban. In this point, I will tell you one by one. It's easy for all of you to understand. Rural means countryside, urban is a city. It means from countryside to city, and number 2, from city to countryside, and number 3, from countryside to countryside, and number 4, from the city to the city. Yeah, this is the main causes of internal migration. Yeah, my internal migration, it means all the people migrate in the same place, in the same country, in the same region. Yep. So now move to sorry. Yeah. Move to point number 6. What are the types, motives, and consequence of some of the international migration? Yeah, before we look at the 6 points, you have to understand about types. Types is the category of people, a thing having common characteristic. And motives is a reason for doing something. Consequence is a result or effect. Yeah. Type, motive, and consequence. Now let's move to point number 1, hope of wealth. Hope of wealth, it means when the people migrate from their countries to another country, they want to get a lot of money to support their families. Again, hope of wealth, when the people migrate from their country to another country, they want to get a lot of money to support their families. Number 2, search of farmland. Search of farmland, it means people in the world want to find land in another country for farming. Yeah, example, the people in the world at their country, they are lack of land. Lack of land, it means not enough land for farming. So they have to search of farmland in another country. Number 3, search of employment. Search of employment, it means people in the world find a job to avoid the jobless situation. means search of employment. It means people in the world find a job to avoid the jobless situation. Number 4, search of religious freedom. Search of religious freedom. People in the world prefer to move to escape such repression and to find a place where they can be free. Search of religious freedom. People in the world prefer to move to escape such repression and to find a place where they can be free. Number 5, search of political freedom. Search of political freedom. All the people in the world move from their country when they are not satisfied with their government. Search of political freedom. People move from their countries when they are not satisfied with their government. The last one, forced migration. Yeah, forced migration. It means that all the people in the world migrate. Yeah, migrate from their place to another place, from their country to another country by forcing. Yeah, by forcing. It means forced migration. Migration is a large population movements. Yeah, forced migration is a large population movements which are being forced, upon by the government, So now, you have to read the textbook on page 28 and until 32. Yeah, until 32. Now I would like to introduce one by one for you again about my content. Right? As I told you, the first slide in content about what is migration. Yeah, you see in the slide what are the main types of migration. You also see there are 3 types, and why do people migrate. Yeah, the 3 types of migration you will see in number 4, number 5, and number 6. Now I finish all my presentation in Unit 2. So if you have any question, you can ask me. Yeah, question and answer. And thank you for your attention. Yeah, I hope all of you will join with me together. Yeah, to read and to understand what you learn from Unit 2 migration. Yeah, yesterday we finished Unit 1, talk about the population, and today we finished Unit 2 migration. So now let let's say goodbye everyone. Yeah, if you have any question, please ask me in Google Classroom. Bye bye.